This video will show you a powerful technique for attracting what you want by decreasing its importance. This is a new perspective that I think can absolutely transform the way you see the process and allow you to attract what you want easily. Welcome back to another video. My name is Aaron and I help people expand their consciousness. Now in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you a new perspective that I'm applying in my own life that's been working amazing. Now, this is a new perspective because it's something I actually read in a book. The book is called Reality Transurfing. It's a book that was written by a quantum physicist in Russia. It's a book that's just been translated to a whole bunch of different languages now. And it's kind of advanced for understanding some of these concepts, but what I like to do is read these concepts, kind of more advanced, and kind of break it down into something I think people can chew on, and it's kind of easy to understand. So this book, and really the point that I'm going to be talking about from this book, has to do with understanding something called excess potential. Now the idea is that anytime there's something we want to attract into our lives, if we give it excess potential, which means that we give it excess meaning, excess importance, we immediately distance ourselves from it, and metaphorically speaking, there are forces that come into play to balance out that energy. Now this could mean that, for example, if there's a certain person that you are chasing because you want to be in a relationship with them, because you're putting them on a pedestal and you're making them very important, what happens is having that kind of frame, having that kind of energy towards it, there are quote-unquote forces that come into play that balance that out, and it's almost like that person will be able to feel that neediness off of you and they're going to be retracted from you. Now, say that you want a certain type of job and you just want it so badly, so you go to the interview, you're kind of tense about it, and it's something that you really give a whole bunch of importance. Well, the idea is because you're giving it excess potential, because you're giving it so much importance and so much meaning, forces come into play that balance that out, and that's why it doesn't end up happening, or it very rarely does. Now, the idea behind it is to be creating from a much more neutral place. Now, have you ever wondered why to yourself, why there's some people that effortlessly attract what they want? Maybe they don't really even care about the law of attraction. Or maybe maybe it's like that cool guy, right? Like the cool guy that gets all the chicks. And you're like, oh, he always does so well, he just doesn't care. Whereas somebody else that really wants, something, or is really going after it, seems to resist and not get what he wants. Well, the person that doesn't care has no importance that they are giving over to this kind of circumstance. And because there's no importance, there's no excess potential, so it's much more likely to happen. So this kind of changes around the script a little bit, and it makes us really understand the frame from which we're coming from. Are we coming from a frame of neediness, of wanting something because it makes us more tuned to it? The idea is also to get rid of desire. Now this is something that maybe you're like, I don't agree with that. I read a lot of Abraham Hicks, and desire is a good thing. I've been changing around my perspective of desire quite a bit over the last probably 3 or 4 weeks since I've read this book and since I've practiced it. Don't just reading, not just theories, practice it in your own life. Everything I'm telling you right now, practice it for yourself and see if it works for you. I'm not telling you what to believe, I'm just giving you my own perspective on what I'm learning. And what I've learned is that desire doesn't help unless it is transferred into intention. So for example, right now, I have a desire to put my hand up, but I'm not doing it. The desire doesn't help at all. But the moment I set an intention to put my hand up is the moment it actually happens. Intention is where the power is, not desire. Desire may give you the fuel to take action and to put that intention into place, but desire doesn't help unless you put in intention. And that's why action also can be powerful. Now, I'm not saying take action from a place of neediness and desire and you want it so bad. What I'm saying is take action with the understanding that that's the next step after intention. Take action towards your goals. Now, the key to this video though, as I want to keep it more focused, is understanding excess potential, importance, and how to decrease something's importance. Now, the key to decreasing its importance is to first off realize that you don't have to set your goals so far in advance. This is something the book also talks about. The idea is that if I set myself a goal of maybe making $1 million a year, the gap from where I'm at now, the vibrational frequency, we could say, from where I am now to making $1 million a year is quite a bit different. I believe it will happen. There's really, I know that as long as I keep doing what I'm doing, it's going to happen. But the vibrational frequency of where I'm at now, it's a jolt for me to go from there to there. Now, it's possible, but it's not, most likely it's not going to happen for at least, I don't know, a year or two. And because of that, it's like I have to understand this, be aware of it, and I have to set my goals not so far out and not so far away. So what I do is I want that feeling of not giving it so much importance. I want that feeling of taking action and having a process versus the end result. So what I do is I might have that intention in the background of making $1 million. But the other part of this is knowing that your goals of money are not really what the goal is. The money is a byproduct of who you are and what you're doing. It's an energetic thing more than anything else. So my goal is not to make $1 million. My goal is to impact a certain number of people by sharing my message. My goal is to travel the world and share these ideas on a stage in front of thousands of people. That's a different type of goal. A byproduct of that is money. Nobody really wants money. What are you going to do with $100 worth of paper that may equal up to $1 million? That's what money is. I mean, you get $1 million, and the paper from it costs maybe $100 to get all of that $1 million worth. The meaning is what we give it. You don't really want $1 million. You want the freedom that comes with $1 million. So knowing this, you can then see that don't focus on the money. Focus on the energetic part of your goals, of what emotion you want to feel. I know that when I travel the world, that when I'm speaking in front of people, that when I'm doing media conferences and doing things that I want to do, that I'm going to feel a certain way. I feel a certain way right now while I'm making these videos. So I continue to focus on the process because that's what makes and brings me joy. So also find something that you're passionate about. So this really switches the script around, but understand that with this comes not giving something excess meaning, excess potential, because it's not so far away. So my goals now are more of a daily or weekly thing versus a yearly thing, of looking at a year and saying, that dollar amount. No. It's more so about seeing it from a more neutral point of view of understanding excess potential and giving things more of a neutral type meaning. Because I'm just naturally taking action from a certain point of view. You see, the funny thing is too, is it's all relative, right? Think about this. By the time, if you have a goal, I had a goal for a long time of hitting 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. Now the funny thing is I thought that when 100,000 hit, and it happened, and I remember, because I went to bed one day, I had 98,000, I was like, oh, I'll probably hit it in like a week or two, and I went to bed at 98,000, woke up the next day at 102 or 101. Overnight I had a video that was going viral, the one on raising vibration that I filmed in Sedona, and the next day for about a couple hours, it was really cool. I was like, yes, I did it. Put on all this work. We've done a video a day for hundreds of days, and it worked. But this is the thing. By the time 100,000 comes, it becomes the natural set point. It becomes just a part of my natural day. And then the ante gets raised, right? It's 200,000 or something like that. And what I mean by this is when you get to your goal, understand it's not going to feel the way you think it is, because you must train yourself in the present moment to feel whole and complete right now, so that by the time you get to that goal, you've already practiced the feeling of gratitude, you've already practiced the feeling of happiness, and then you can actually feel it. If we are always putting it into the future, our happiness in the future, our happiness will always be in the future. No matter if we're a millionaire, no matter if we have $100 million or we have $100,000 or whatever it is, whatever our goal is, it doesn't matter. Because we're training our mind to look for it in the future. So understand that this is about having the awareness that it is more about the neutral point of view. It is more about creating in the process than the end result, and making the process something that's much more something we can feel, something much more visceral. Now, you could still up your vibrational frequency, up your emotional and your state of being, and feeling good a majority of the time, but you don't have to be feeling like a 15 out of 10, like just ecstatic blissfulness all the time. That just might not be practical. So view it more from an awareness, a satisfaction, a peacefulness. And as you take action towards that, you'll get closer and closer. So to do this, remember what you're going to do is take out the importance by realizing that you don't want to put it into the future, that you don't want to have a goal that's too far away. You want it to be something you can really feel into now. So have more of a larger goal, but put it in the background and focus on taking action on things that are much closer. So if you're, for example, trying to grow YouTube subscribers, instead of focusing on the year goal of having X amount of subscribers, what you would do is you would more so think about how can you focus on getting so many subscribers per day. But understand once again, subscribers are the result of adding value. Subscribers are the result of an energetic type frequency that you feel when you're doing your passion. Because I love creating videos, the natural side effect of that is people subscribe to the channel every day. And the channel's been growing very fast. That's an energetic response to me doing my passion. And because I'm aware of that, I then am not putting excess potential, excess meaning onto subscribers, onto money I want to create in my life. You see, it's more of a byproduct. So don't have your goals be money. Don't have your goals be a certain house. Have that in the background, but know that as it's more about the process, those things are a side effect of that energetic connection. As you do that, you can take away the importance by realizing that it is cool that certain things happen. You can create from a much more neutral place and more neutral state of being. And as you do that, you'll find that everything begins to change. Now, the other part of this is, of course, understanding that our subconscious mind is running most of our life experience. That when we change our subconscious mind, everything begins to change. That's why I've created a free MP3 that you can download below. It's going to be in the description box. You can listen to it for 21 days. Listening to it for 21 days will help you change your self-image. You will start to see yourself in a completely new way. And because you see yourself in a new way, you're going to be projecting a new self-image out there, and you're going to become a more refined version of yourself. That's something you can download below. I say listen to it for at least about 3 weeks to get full results from it. It uses NLP, it uses a couple techniques that I think can profoundly change your life. So go and download that below, that's in the description box. And other than that, as always, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Feel free to like this video if you liked it, subscribe if you haven't already. Also hit that little notification gear so you can see the daily videos that I do, because the way that YouTube does things now is you actually have to hit that in order to see the daily vids. And other than that, I'll see you guys on the next vid. Peace, much love, namaste.